Hey Reef Builders, Evan Montgomery coming at you from my driveway this morning. I'm about to head off on a little adventure to go visit some local fish stores. As many of you are aware, Reefstock's right around the corner, March 4th and 5th, and we print off some promotional flyers for Reefstock that we like to get out to all the local fish stores. So I've got a box of these in the back of my car, and I'm going to go drop a stack at as many fish stores as I can today. Colorado, around the Denver area, if you include Fort Collins, has like 25 something fish stores, if you include the freshwater only ones. And we are expanding Reefstock into freshwater a little bit more, so we want to include all those shops on the run as well. Obviously I'm not going to get to all 25 today, but I'm going to start by going up north to Fort Collins and making my way back down towards Denver. A few of the shops up north I know are local Reefstock vendors also that are bringing some corals and other stuff to Reefstock. So definitely want to go pay those guys a visit and see what they're bringing. So without further ado, I'm going to hit the road and see you guys in Fort Collins. All right, I'm here at the Fish Crew with Emma. We're just going to kind of take a quick look around the store and show off a few of the things that they're going to bring. She was saying it's probably going to be heavily freshwater focused this year, but we're really trying to branch Reefstock out into the freshwater side of the hobby quite a bit more from this year going forward. So Emma, why don't you show off just kind of a few of the things that you think might be at the booth this year?
So like you said, we are focusing more on freshwater this year. So we're planning on bringing a 55-gallon tank down and filling it with a pretty good variety of plants that we'll be able to sell out of our booth. And so we'll also be bringing the tissue cultures, which are the plants that are grown in
Is that these over here?
Yeah, in a lab facility. So those are 100% snail, algae, and disease free. So for people that are really concerned about introducing pests into planted tanks, that's a pretty good way to minimize that chance.
Well, cool. Looks like you got a really clean plant tank here. A lot of fish stores either specialize in saltwater or freshwater. There's not too many that have a good combination like you do and keep everything looking as healthy as it is.
We take a lot of pride in our store.
Here's Kristen standing next to the massive centerpiece showcase tank here at the Fish Crew. Kristen, how many gallons is this tank?
This is roughly 2,200 gallons.
Awesome, and you were just pointing out that you got a new addition today. We
got some new additions, and we got a new batfish, and it's still a little guy, kind of starting to change color. Just came in this morning. We used to have a full-grown batfish. His name was Bruce, and he was the centerpiece. And so now we have a new little baby that'll hopefully grow up nice and big. We don't have a name for it yet, but yeah, it seems to be adjusting well. So it's an exciting day here.
If you're in northern Colorado, I would say for sure come check out the Fish Crew. They're probably one of the best shops around. They've got a great selection of saltwater fish, freshwater fish, dry goods, all the testing equipment and stuff like that that you could need. And obviously a few coral flats here with some really juicy looking corals. This flat here is mostly just filled with some really hot looking LPS. So yeah, if you're in northern Colorado around the Fort Collins area, definitely come make the trip out to the Fish Crew. All right, I'm here in Greeley, Colorado with Aaron. He runs Animal Attractions. I think it's about one of the only shops in town, and he's got a pretty nice operation going on up here. He's also one of our vendors for Reefstock. He's got a booth bringing down some corals. Actually, when I walked in the door, they were busy in the back room fragging up a whole bunch of corals for Reefstock, actually. So it was kind of perfect timing you walking in here. Do you want to just go ahead and point out some of your corals that you are bringing to Reefstock?
All right, thanks again, Evan. This is Aaron from Animal Attraction in Greeley. This is one of our coral flats. We just made some new frags that we're going to be taking to Reefstock. We've got a bunch of nice blue-eyed Duncans, got smaller pieces, bigger pieces. We've got some Space Invader Pectinas, they're one of everybody's favorites. We've got some of the Rainbow Fabias from GRS. We also have the really nice candy corals. They're called Colostria fricata. That's a really nice little LPS coral. We've got some rainbow nems that we'll be bringing up. We also have some speckled rainbow nems over here. Down here we've got some new frags of the Raha Rampage that we just made within the hour. We've got a Wilsoni frag and a Wilsoni colony that should be there. Really nice stuff. We also have a bunch of Ghanies that we just fragged, so they're a little shrunk up, but I have Triple X. I have some of the blue-eyed alves. We have the yellow-eyed micro Ghanies. Have a lot of really nice Scolamias. We should see most of those up there. This is a really fantastic Lobo back here in the back. It's astounding, like ultra. Just got a lot of nice stuff. We've also got a lot of nice zoanthids and stuff we'll be bringing too. This table's very empty, but we have off-site probably another 3 flats of some really oddball zoas and stuff. One other that we have that I'd like you to take a look at is the flame tip Diosaurus. That's a self-fragging. Oh yeah, you can see it down in the bottom right corner, those bright orange.
Oh, the bright orange ones there.
Yeah, it's a self-fragging Diosaurus, which is really cool little coral. They'll actually drop their own little babies, and we've had them drop one. He's kind of hiding down in the rocks there, but it's hard to see.
I can kind of see it there, yeah.
It's a really cool little coral. You can also take a look at our 215 show tank here. We've got a lot of nice SPS in here. I've got huge heartbreakers. Right here we have an Arcs firework. That's the original Arc firework. We have the yellow tea Monties. We'll be bringing a couple frags of those up. Some amazing, like ultra grade strawberry shortcake out of Australia. I picked up that colony probably 10 years ago, and it's one of the best ones I've ever seen. It's got a lot of rainbowy colors in it for a shortcake. Really cool coral. We'll also be bringing a couple little frags of the Tequila Sunrise Goniopora. That's a really beautiful Goniopora. I have about 4 tiny frags of that one that we'll be bringing up. So some really nice stuff. We can check out in here, head into our fish room. And the 140 right here, it's where we grow a lot of our higher end SPS corals. I have the Orange Passion. That's the California Orange Passion. We have the Angry Birds, and we will be bringing frags of this up. We have lots of really nice other acros. I've got some on the growing block right now that we won't be able to bring up. Like we have a Home Wrecker in here and a Shock Tart from Jason Fox. Those are both really nice corals. Maybe next year on those.
Yep.
And then
some nice torches down here, just as some eye candy.
Oh yeah, the torches. We have some really nice torches.
Any of those coming to Reefstock?
Yeah, Dragon Souls will be coming to Reefstock. I'll have frags of those. We have a big mother colony up here. We also have some of the Indos, the golds. I have an Indo gold with pink tips. It's really interesting. And then we have a really, really ultra Indo with a green base. Everybody's naming all the torches, all kinds of crazy stuff, but we've got some really good ones right now. This little guy in front's usually opened up too, but I think we were just scraping the tank, so it kind of bumped into him a little bit, closed him up, but he'll be there probably. And then that system actually flows into this tank here. When we frag the corals, they're on the same system. So they go into the 33 SPS here, and we grow them out in here. So a lot of these frags will be up there also. Some really good stuff in there. Might even be bringing that Tiger Torchway in the back there. And these are a really oddball, like peachy orange colored chalice. We're getting ready to make frags of that one too. That's a really pretty chalice. Never really seen too many of those out there. We have grafted Monties. I know I have some Orange Passion frags in here, the Arc Fireworks, so all that stuff should be there. This is also the Alter Ego Monopora down here, and then there's some beach bums in there too. Those guys should be down there at Reefstock with us also. And if we run out, we'll run back to Greeley and grab more and bring them down.
Okay, I'm here at Biggs Lagoon, another northern Colorado aquarium reef shop here. We got Dale here. He's going to show us some of the stuff that they're bringing to their booth at Reefstock.
Yeah, I would say some of these Symphilias will probably make it there if they don't, if they last that long.
If they don't sell first, you mean?
Right.
Yep.
Yeah. Some nice trackies, Welsophias down in here. A nice one there. Some really pretty velvet scullies. We just did a photo shoot with Rudy on this Aiken colony. Then some nice blastos coming out.
Bring any of those torches?
Oh yeah, we're loaded up with torches.
Awesome.
That's some nice frog spawn, some hammerback in here.
Yeah, one or two of those almost looks like a crostata.
There are a couple in there.
Yeah, some blastos, yep.
Yeah, some blastos that'll hit the sauce soon. Got some beautiful lobos over here. We're just gonna try to bring a little bit of everything for everybody.
Yeah, some really hot looking stuff as always.
Thanks. When I was at the wholesaler, we found this piece, and my son actually held the skeleton in his hand, and it was expanded so far it came almost to his elbow.
Wow.
We call her the fat bottom girl because that's kind of her home right there.
That one's not going to Reefstock though.
No, it's not. Gotta come to the shop to see that one.
Yep.
But yeah, we've been adding to our acro tank.
Yeah, this display tank wasn't here about a year ago when I last visited.
Yeah, we bought this tank at Reefstock last year.
Anything over here you want to point out?
We're a little thin on our double flat, our 10 through 100. Of course, we're going to have more coral long before Reefstock hits, but these are some really pretty inexpensive pieces, I think. I think those are some of my favorites right now. So this is mostly just hospital and grow out in this tank. Fresh cuts will sit here until they're healed and ready to go on the flats.
All right, here we are back at my house. It's been about a week since I did that trip up to northern Colorado to visit all those fish stores. And in the meantime, especially yesterday, I went out and hit a whole bunch of more kind of smaller freshwater only shops and some pet shops that just have like a small fish section, just to get those flyers out there and just kind of see what's available in the Denver fish market these days. I've still got about 4 or 5 more stores to visit in the coming week or two, and several of those are also Reefstock vendors. So this video will probably turn into a 2-part series visiting a few more shops in Denver. Clearly, visiting all these fish stores, it's kind of difficult to not purchase a few things. The only things I got that were really saltwater related or for the studio at all was some more reagents for our Hannah checkers. You know, we always need those. And we prefer to shop locally if we can, as opposed to buying them online. Most of what I got is actually freshwater fish for some of my home tanks. So I'll kind of briefly show you a few things that I got. But let's start with the fancy guppy tank I have here. Now, so this tank, light, filter, heater, everything that I have set up here, even to the Inkbird controller, I had in my garage, just kind of hanging out for a while. This is one of those tanks, it's from Petco. They have like a back, kind of like a sump area almost in the back with like a little mini overflow, kind of like an all-in-one. The pumps for those, I've just, the pump that comes with those, I've just not found to really be powerful enough to provide enough flow through that back area. It just gets kind of stagnant back there, I've found. So I actually took this tank out of my garage and re-envisioned what it could be, and just used a good old hammer and smashed out all of the baffles in the back and that whole back filter section, and just put in a little Tetra in-tank power filter, which is more than adequate for a tank like this. The guppies actually, some of the females actually just had their first batch of babies yesterday. So that's about 2 weeks since I first set up this tank. The guppies in here are from a wide range of fish stores. A lot of them are from About Fish. but I picked up a male guppy at pretty much every fish store that I went to. Also in here you can see I've got some Coriodoras, I've got some Otocinclus, and I've got some Siamese algae eaters. Actually, I picked up a bunch of Otocinclus and Siamese algae eaters for pretty much all my freshwater tanks. I think I bought 30 of them and put 4 or 5 in pretty much all my tanks. They're not like the best algae eaters in the world per se, but they kind of just have this like neat little cute personality that I've always just really loved both of those fish. Also over in my main kind of community freshwater tank, I picked up some Harlequin rasboras. Again, in there's a good group of Siamese algae eaters and some Otocinclus. And then kind of the main event is going to be up here in the goldfish tank. You know, I was struggling there for a while to find good fancy goldfish. A lot of what I bought are nothing too fancy, just normal red caparandas and stuff. But I found a couple gems like this imported, Thailand imported white Aranda. He has just got so much personality, and I'm really in love with the body shape. You know, he has a flatter face than most goldfish do. And he fits right into the community right off the bat. That's kind of what I love about goldfish, you know, coming from saltwater fish where there's oftentimes some aggression and fish just not getting along with each other. I love goldfish. You can just plop them in with each other and they're instant friends. I'm going to do a full update on that rack of 40 breeders, which I showed you guys fairly recently. Probably still give that reef tank a little bit more time to kind of grow into its own before I show off that tank in full. But there's just a little teaser of kind of what the goldfish tank is currently looking like. Without a doubt, this opportunity to distribute Reefstock flyers to all the fish stores definitely offered a very good opportunity for me to get this goldfish tank up and running. You know, I would occasionally visit some fish stores here and there, but most of the stores I frequent are kind of the saltwater specialty shops that wouldn't have goldfish. So getting out to all the fish stores to get the word out about Reefstock has been a great opportunity to kind of get that tank a few steps further down the road. And then, yeah, of course, speaking of Reefstock, it's coming up March 4th and 5th. Visit reefstock.show for more information. And it's actually only about 10, 15, probably not even 15, more like 10 minutes from the airport, which we moved locations just a couple of years ago. It used to be quite a bit further from the airport, and now it's literally 10 minutes from the airport. And there's not a whole lot in Denver that is 10 minutes from the airport, but Reefstock sure is. So definitely come on out March 4th and 5th. This is one of the more fun videos that I've been able to shoot, or this whole process of getting the Reefstock flyers out, you know, getting a chance to go out to all the local shops, getting a chance to chat with people in the community, local fish store owners, other hobbyists that I just ran into at the shops. This was a fun one to shoot for sure, and I think part 2 should be coming out before too long. So until then, don't forget to subscribe to the Reef Builders channel, like the video, share it with your friends, all that good stuff. And yeah, until then, I'll talk to you on the next video. Later.